witnessing its impact in the manufacturing sphere of developing economies. This session, of course, aims to unravel the evolution, the potential of advanced manufacturing, emphasizing its significance in driving economic growth while also fostering opportunities in developing markets. As we begin this session, it is, of course, my privilege to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker. With a wealth of experience that's marked by steadfast commitment to pioneering sustainable initiatives, our speaker has been an influential figure in the renewable energy landscape. His visionary leadership at First Solar has not only reshaped industry norms, but also propelled innovative strategies that redefine the future of advanced manufacturing. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome Mr. Mark Widmar, Chief Executive Officer of First Solar Incorporated, to grace the stage and, of course, deliver the keynote address. Good morning, sir. Welcome.
All right, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, to be part of this distinguished panel, and an honor, obviously, to provide the keynote. I thought maybe it'd be helpful just to spend a minute or so here giving a couple more comments about First Solar. So First Solar is U.S. headquartered. We are a solar technology and manufacturing company. We focus on our technology, we focus on our points of differentiation, and we focus on creating value to our end markets and to our customers. We're the only American company that's not Chinese, that's in the top 10 from a solar manufacturing standpoint. We've been around this industry for more than 2 decades. Our differentiated approach into everything we do has really been a key enabler to our success and why we've been able to be as successful as we have been. And those points of differentiation and leadership that we have are focused around our thin film semiconductor. So the semiconductor basically takes photons and makes electrons. We're the only company in the world of scale that has actually been able to commercialize a thin film technology. We have a distributed manufacturing and supply chain strategy and approach. We're vertically integrated, which means that within the 4 walls of our manufacturing facility, we do the entire production process. And within about 4 hours, from the time we put the first sheet of glass into the production process, we have a finished module coming out of the back end. And we're committed to what we refer to as responsible solar, which means we're focused on a circular economy and a strategy. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But one simple thing to say, I would say, is that we're unique in many things that we do. As I indicated, we've been in this industry for over 2 decades. But since that inception, we focused on manufacturing excellence and manufacturing differentiation and advanced manufacturing. And we created a template since the inception of this company to do that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the details of the rest of my comments and the slides. This first slide just gives you an understanding of our production process and compares it to the crystalline silicon production process. The simplest thing is their process is much more fragmented, ours is much more integrated and seamless. We believe we operate the world's leanest, most efficient solar manufacturing facility, which sets a standard for capacity utilization and manufacturing cost. These facilities don't just set the bar for high volume solar manufacturing, they set a high bar for manufacturing world. We have a 1 product architecture controlled by a single set of global specifications for bill of materials, components, and 1 highly automated manufacturing process that produces 100% of our modules end-to-end under 1 roof. Unlike crystalline silicon, the production of wafers and cells is integrated into our manufacturing process and in our modules, leading to lower CapEx, energy usage, and labor cost per watt. In the simplest form, the sheet of glass is placed onto the manufacturing line, and approximately 4 hours later, using a fully automated process, with no human hands touching the module, a fully functional solar panel emerges ready to be packaged for delivery to our customers. I like to say in the simplest way is that we can make a module in 4 hours and we can deliver to a customer in less than 24 hours. And that's the model that we want to continue to strive towards. And while we started this journey 2 decades ago, our approach to advanced manufacturing is more relevant than ever today because it helps address 2 key challenges for the industry. The first is the need for transparency in supply chains. At a time when our industry is burdened by the issue of forced labor and opaque supply chains, our manufacturing template offers unparalleled transparency. Every module is fully traceable, offering our customers the assurance they need that the projects are not tainted by forced labor. The second key challenge is the need for resource efficiency. The industry is at the forefront of the fight against climate change, and we must ensure that solar technology contributes to that fight, not just with the energy produced by making solar panels better. Today, our solar panels have the lowest carbon and water footprint in the industry, and we continue to work to drive down our impact on the environment. This next slide is just a view of where we are now and what we've been able to do and focus on our factory in India. And we're very proud to bring advanced manufacturing to India, producing for India. In July of 2021, we announced a $700 million investment on a new manufacturing facility here in Tamil Nadu. 2 years later, the factory is fully functional and will, in fact, be inaugurated later this week. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the role of the government at the federal level and here in Tamil Nadu in enabling this facility. We've had nothing but cooperation and collaboration at both levels of government, and we're very pleased with how business-friendly India is. The speed with which we were able to build and commission a greenfield facility is a testament to the advanced manufacturing template that we have developed, and we're very proud of what we have achieved. The facility covers a total of 2.4 million square feet, equivalent to approximately 12 cricket fields. We directly employ 1,000 manufacturing associates, of which about 40% of them are female, and we indirectly employ approximately 350 contract workers to provide ancillary services. Like its sister facility in the United States, our Tamil Nadu factory converts sheets of glass into fully functioning solar panels in approximately 4 hours, untouched by human hands, operating 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We are proud of the fact that this new facility sets a new benchmark for sustainability in solar manufacturing. Recognizing the facility would be built in an area of high baseline water stress, we set ourselves the challenge to minimizing its water footprint. As part of our commitment to responsible solar, we work hard to ensure that our technology and operations embody sustainability and responsibility towards people and the planet. Today, we've achieved what we believe is the world's first net zero water withdrawal solar manufacturing system. That's not all. The factory is home to India's first high-value PV solar recycling plant, ensuring the circularity is built in. We pioneered high-volume solar recycling, which provides closed-loop semiconductor recovery for use in new modules, while we also were recovering other materials, including aluminum, glass, and laminates. We believe that advanced manufacturing and sustainability are symbiotic, and our new Tamil Nadu factory delivers on that vision. This next one is to bring things to reality. I thought we'd spend a little bit of time, I'll talk through this, but show a video of our factory in operation and show you the level of automation. This facility also delivers on our vision for advanced manufacturing at scale. None of this would be possible without some of the highest levels of sophistication in manufacturing environment today. Our team has created an automation framework with twin objectives of reducing human to machine interaction and reducing the need for human decision-making as part of the operational process. These objectives are designed to drive manufacturing efficiency and productivity, further building on our track record of operating the world's leanest, most efficient solar manufacturing facilities, which have the industry's highest capacity utilization rates. Digital innovation begins once a factory is on the drawing board. For our manufacturing template, we develop a digital twin, allowing us to simulate a production environment, identifying potential bottlenecks, and optimizing production both prior to construction, during ramp, and during high-volume manufacturing. The cycles of learning enabled reduced ramp time and the cost for every new facility that we build. Once our factories are operational, our fully integrated and fully automated process use advanced technology, including artificial intelligence and machine learning, to optimize efficiencies and processes. We have embraced robots and automated vehicles to mitigate some of the risk of moving large volume of glass on the manufacturing floor. What we've been able to deliver as a result is unmatched level of safety, product quality, reliability, and traceability. But what about the human element? I mentioned earlier, we have 1,000 associates at our facility in Tamil Nadu. What roles do humans play in such a highly automated environment? The reality is what we have is we've redefined manufacturing jobs. A decade or so ago, you would associate manufacturing jobs with material handling, quality control, and packing of modules as an example. Over the years, factory floor jobs have evolved from manual activities to monitoring the highly sophisticated equipment on the manufacturing line. As a result, the profile of the factory worker has changed for the better. Manufacturing work is highly skilled, requiring technical and intellectual capabilities, and is arguably more challenging and appealing to a younger generation of workers. We operate some of the cleanest, safest, most sophisticated solar manufacturing facilities in the world, and the fact that we've been able to attract so many young people to work for us in India speaks volumes about what we've been able to achieve to shift perceptions on the manufacturing job in that demographic. To summarize, our unique advanced manufacturing template has enabled our rapid expansion and continued growth. We began our current journey in 2018 with 600 megawatts of capacity. We now have a roadmap that will get us to 25 gigawatts and is continuing to grow. Our advanced manufacturing template has enabled our distributed manufacturing strategy, allowing us to place new facilities closer to demand. It has allowed us to respond rapidly to emerging policy environments. Our decision to invest in India was driven in part by the Indian government's ambition to restore the country's solar manufacturing capabilities and to reduce its dependency on China for solar panels. Our expansion in the U.S. was catalyzed by the Inflation Reduction Act and the U.S. government's goal to build on American solar value chain. In both instances, we were able to meet the moment, rapidly announcing new investments, again, fully vertically integrated facilities within 18 to 24 months of commissioning timelines. A lot has happened very quickly. As I indicated, we're very happy with the progress that we've made. We're happy with our overall technology leadership, and we're more than happy with our manufacturing excellence and how we've been able to embrace advanced manufacturing. Thank you for the opportunity to present this afternoon. I look forward to continuing the conversation. Thank you.
Sharing that differentiated, responsible approach with intentional transparency, automation, and AI and whatnot. Of course, with this, our session now takes an interesting turn. We have a one-of-a-kind conversation coming up here on stage. And to join us for this, it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Santanam B., Chief Executive Officer, Saint-Gobain Asia Pacific and India. As I said, an interesting conversation coming up.
Short and impressive presentation of what advanced manufacturing can do. And I've had the privilege of working with First Solar for the last decade. I've always been impressed by how well you adapt yourself to a new country. You've been successful in Malaysia and Vietnam, of course, back in the US. But how has your experience been in India? It is still early days, but it's 29 months since you decided to come and 19 months since you decided to start the plant.
Right. Once we broke ground, it was about 19 months before that, and the first module came out of the factory. Look, the experience has been above and beyond any expectations that we had. I've mentioned to a few other people my journey in India actually started with a company I was with before, First Solar, that was really around 2000, where we put a manufacturing facility in Pondicherry. And so I had some experience of some of the challenges that we had to deal with at that point in time. So 2 decades later, world of difference. It's been phenomenal, the capability and skill set that we've been able to attract and hire, and their contributions that they've made from the onset has been above and beyond any expectations that we had. We were uncertain around how quickly we would not only complete the construction of the factory, how quickly we would actually be able to get the tools up and operational, and how quickly we could ramp. And we've exceeded all of our metrics. We're ahead of schedule. And as you may know, we've also have an MOU where we're talking already about adding incremental capacity to that facility because we're so encouraged with where we are right now.
Absolutely. And how did you find the industrial ecosystem? You're talking about a $700 million investment, setting up a capability in 19 months. You would have needed a fairly strong ecosystem of people who make utilities to your quality levels, the factories to be built, apart from the machineries to be commissioned. How did you find the ecosystem? What kind of advantages or challenges that you might have faced?
Yeah, it's really, again, another very pleasant surprise in that regard. So we've largely have used one general contractor for our U.S. operations, and when we did 2 factories in Malaysia and 2 factories in Vietnam, we used a different general contractor, but the same one. So they were very familiar with us. In India, we went with Tata Projects, so it was a new journey, a new opportunity, and we had to evolve a relationship with them. And we were able to do that very well. And from that standpoint, construction of the facility went extremely well. The other thing, as I mentioned before, because of the challenges around water in particular, we have a zero liquid discharge facility. We've never had that in any other facility. Around the world. So we were able to get that up and commissioned on time as well. And it couldn't have happened without the great partnerships and the collaboration that we found with our supply chain and ecosystem that we have in India. And we want to continue to leverage those opportunities on a global scale as well.
Yeah. So there's one thing which you call as the democratization of manufacturing.
Yeah, what it really does, and it actually creates a spark of interest and intrigue to a lot of our associates, because now it's more about problem solving, right? You've taken that manual effort away. Now it's all about problem solving and optimization, and start thinking through things like preventative maintenance and what we can do to improve overall machine availability and uptime. You start thinking about yield losses and how do you solve those types of issues. You start thinking about a bin distribution, and what I mean by that, we actually have a distribution of our product, right? So
Correct.
If you're making a 540 watt products, you'll have maybe from 530 to 550 distribution. Yeah. I've always told my team is that largely is an indication of the cost of poor quality. If I have an entitlement to my manufacturing process to say I should produce 550, I should produce every module at 550. And what we're learning now with some of the capabilities we have and using artificial intelligence as an example is how do we optimize that? So what is the uniqueness and where is the variation created in that thin film that creates that distribution? Right. And now how do you optimize to get the same consistent performance out of every module that you manufacture? And what's now that does is for our associates, that's intriguing. That's powerful, right? That's energizing them. Like, I want to solve that. I want to figure that out, and there's the capabilities that we now have because of the amount of data and information that we get from our manufacturing process, coupled with a very highly skilled workforce. We're finding a lot of value add that's helping us as we move forward.
Yeah, especially when you talk about the kind of data that you generate,
mm-hmm.
and be able to use the data with very smart people available. Do you find the quality of your workforce adapted to this type of learning, where you look at the data and you come to a reasonable conclusion with obviously some machine learning and statistical tools?
Yeah.
Do you find them showing promise in this?
Absolutely. One of the things too, there was share a story with my our head of product management and quality and reliability. When he visited the facility, he went up to one of the associates and asked them about their role, their job, what's their responsibility, and it was amazing the clarity that they had, right? And he asked, the question was, well, how did you learn that? Right. Well, look, there's some training that you do for all new associates, but it was more of the self-initiative to go to understand it and to talk to others and to learn. And then they had spent some time in one of our facilities in the U.S. And so they captured those learnings and they brought them back to our India operations. But there's a creativity and a desire to learn. We, as a mission, as a vision for the company, is to lead the world's sustainable energy future. And that's what motivates our associates each and every day when they come to work. But they want to win too, right? They want to win. They want to beat their goals. They want to exceed their goals. And there's a little bit of friendly competition across all of our factories.
Absolutely.
And so that synergy, and that's very powerful value creation that you get.
You have a very nice oxymoronic term, copy smart,
Right, right.
right? Could you just tell this, because this is not something which is well understood?
Yeah, so I referenced it a little bit in my remarks about a sister facility. I mean, the facility that we have here in India is identical to our most recent facility that we have in Ohio, producing the same product. The only difference between the two products is we've optimized the product in India for a fixed tilt structure, where in the US we've optimized it for a tracker structure. So just the back rail. The back rail is the only thing that's different because of the end market needs and requirements. But everything else is run exactly the same, and exactly the same data, same information, same reports, and we measure everybody exactly the same. And so that copy smart has allowed us to scale, and we go into a new country like India. We didn't have one associate on the manufacturing side. We had to hire everyone, right? We had no experience other than doing some, we did some project development, 500 megawatts of stuff over the years, here in India, but it was a new environment, new learning, new workforce. And if you didn't leverage the copy smart to ensure consistency, we never would have been as successful, because the other thing we did is we brought all of our associates that we hired here in India to train at our other facilities. So when they go back to India, it's the exact same tool, the exact same process. They know exactly what they're doing. We're not changing things for them. We're keeping them as consistent as possible. So our legacy view of what we've done around Copy Smart, we found this played out very well for us. But I also think that it helps evolve us as we think more about advanced manufacturing. Our ideal goal state, what we'd love to get to, is referred to as remote operating centers, where I don't need operators in all of my factories at all levels.
Absolutely.
So I can actually have a central location where I can operate my fleet without having workforce present in all of the markets. Clearly, there's first level operations need to be there, but the higher level capabilities potentially can be done remotely. Having a copy smart strategy enables those opportunities, because every factory is run, every tool is manufactured and operated the same way.
Well, that's impressive. So I think, so the last question is, what would it take for you to double your investment here? Double, slightly less than double, because you'll be smarter in the second time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. We're ready to go. I mean, that's not
good.
a constraint right now. The end market is there. The only thing we would like to ensure is consistency of policy, a stable policy environment, so that we know we're making investments, right, that will provide the returns that all of us need as public companies. And you have your specific objectives. We were talking about them yesterday in terms of return on capital. We have that for our shareholders as well. So we need just a stable policy environment, to continue to grow. Our vision for India was not just one factory. We always have had a vision here to expand to at least two, and we'd love to go beyond that to enable and support the market.
So that's, ladies and gentlemen, Mark, for you from First Solar. I think he didn't say too much. There's only one company which is standing between the Chinese solar giants and the rest of the world. That's First Solar for you. There isn't any other company. So it's special, it's very unique. We're really proud that you're in India, and in particular in Tamil Nadu. May you double or triple your investments in the coming decade. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sirs. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a detailed keynote, of course, followed by a candid, honest tete-a-tete. If I may request our keynote speaker, Mr. Mark Woodmark, to please do remain on stage. We'd like to take the opportunity, sir, to extend our thanks to you and present you with a memento. May I call upon Mr. P. Madhusudan Reddy, IAS, Director, Survey and Settlement, to do the honors. And I think I speak for everyone in the room when I extend our heartiest wishes for the upcoming factory inauguration. Mr. Santanam B., Chief Executive Officer, Saint-Gobain, Asia Pacific and India. We'd like to now direct your attention to a panel discussion that's going to be taking up our time. This is an interesting one because we're privileged to host 5 eminent thought leaders, each contributing their distinctive perspectives and, of course, enriching our exploration of advanced manufacturing. It is with a round of applause that I'd like to welcome onto the stage Mr. N. Ramesh Babu, Professor, a round of applause, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT Madras, and Head of the Advanced Manufacturing Technology Department Center. Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. I'd also like to invite Mr. P. Kanyapan onto the stage, Managing Director, ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited. Truly a pleasure to have you here with us, sir. We look forward to your valuable insights. Please keep the applause going because we've got on stage Mr. Sridhar Neelakandan, Chief Executive Officer, Titan Engineering and Automation Limited. A pleasure to have you here with us, sir. Thank you for joining us here on the panel. And of course, Mr. Sriram Lakshminarayanan will be joining us on stage as well, President and Chief Technical Officer, Tata Technologies Limited. As promised, ladies and gentlemen, advanced manufacturing in emerging economies. An interesting conversation about to unravel right here. Over to our moderator, Mr. Santhanam. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. I think you already had a taste of what advanced manufacturing is when Mark talked about the first solar facility which was created in less than 19 months. So we're going to talk about this. I have decided not to talk about emerging economies. I don't know. I understand India a little bit, more detailed Tamil Nadu. So this will only be with reference to Tamil Nadu. After all, we're being paid by this global investor meet of Tamil Nadu, so we have to do justice to that. It's a topic that is shaping the future of industries and revolutionizing the way we produce goods. For TN, we are the manufacturing capital of India. It's a topic very close to us. Also a topic which probably enhances our competitive advantage and really provides endless opportunities for us, both economy as well as jobs. The traditional manufacturing, I've seen it over the last probably 4+ decades. 3 of us here have invested 4+ decades in manufacturing, and the other 2, 3, and probably 2.5. Okay. So together we have something like 140 years of, without excluding me, 140 years of manufacturing. So I think traditional manufacturing processes have changed dramatically. And today you have a new level of efficiency, customization, and sustainability. You talked about, you saw what Mark was saying, that his company produces the solar panels with the lowest CO2 footprint. That's what he's talking about. So we are doing. So advanced manufacturing, there's a lot of stuff that is there. You have robots, additive manufacturing, IIoTs, sensors, occasionally artificial intelligence. All of that, they really redefine the boundaries of what manufacturing could do. We are seeing it in our own companies, some of those transformative changes. All of them are improving production, reducing cycle times, improving costs, all of that. But most importantly, they are what we talked with Mark at democratizing the manufacturing processes. The decision making is now at the entry level of manufacturing. So all of this is really making manufacturing better, faster, and smarter. So we have a eminent panel. As I said that, excluding me, it's 140 years of experience. They've created, probably teaching them, training them, sustaining and growing advanced manufacturing. I would request Sridhar, who represents Titan. And by the way, I don't know how many of you know that the Tamil Nadu government owns 28% stake in Titan. So he's basically a Tamil Nadu government and Tata product. And they have really leveraged precision and advanced manufacturing. And Titan does it so well. If you visit their factory, be it jewelry or watches, you will be impressed by the level of advancement that they've made. And now what they have done is getting into aerospace, auto, semiconductor industries, really driving automation and advanced manufacturing, not just for Titan, but companies in India. But today they have gone into the heart of the Tirupati of manufacturing, which is advanced manufacturing, which is Germany. So I think he will speak first. Sridhar, 7 minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I represent a part of Titan that many of you probably